everyone. I am CA Pooja Shah on behalf of JK Shah Classes, and with me today I have AIR 1 of Inter CA November 20 exam, Shreya Tibrewal herself, our superstar. Shreya, first of all, our heartiest congratulations to you on this amazing achievement.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And of course, my first question will start with something you must have heard a million times until now. How does it feel?
So first of all, when I looked at my result, it was such a shock to me. I called my mother to reconfirm whether I have gotten AIR1. I was so overwhelmed with joy. The experience was surreal, and I think the feeling has not sunk in yet. The full feeling.
Absolutely, but I think you're still used to that kind of feeling given the fact that you were also an All India rank holder at your CA foundation level. So for the benefit of everyone, Shreya was All India rank 13 at her CA foundation level, and this time at Inter CA she's All India rank 1. Of course, Shreya, given your academic history, it just proves that you are an exceptionally brilliant girl. But tell me one thing, did you think by any chance coaching helped you in any way in your preparations?
Yes, obviously, coaching helped me a lot because I found it useful in foundation, and therefore I continued with it in the intermediate exams. For me, coaching helps me understand the concepts clearly and perform better in exams. It overall gives a holistic view of the course which one student requires for such a difficult course.
All right, Shreya, thank you so much for that input. Now I want to ask you, the last year posed its own challenges. With the corona pandemic coming into the picture, appearing for an exam like Chartered Accountancy seemed like a daunting task to many, right? Normal life was disrupted, people were confined to their homes, they were getting frustrated, they were going into negative spirals. There was in general a lot of demotivation in all students from your batch, right? I want to know from you, what was that one driving factor for you that made you go on every single day in such a situation?
For me, the driving force was the dream I had seen for myself in the future. Like, I want to pursue finance or go into higher studies, maybe do an MBA, and completing my CA with good marks, good score would be a great achievement for me. It would help me achieve that later on. So the Inter CA examination itself was a great milestone to achieve in order to succeed ahead.
Absolutely. So you're trying to say that you had a bigger goal in mind, for which the smaller goal to reach to that bigger goal was passing the Inter CA exam, and of course with a rank, so that you can have a great track record in your acads. That's very wonderfully said, Shreya, and it's also an inspiration to all of us that you need to have a goal in mind, and that goal in itself can become the most motivating factor, and it can push you every single day, right? Now, that brings me to my next question, Shreya, that if you had these goals set and you had a path charted out, this path was also not easy. When I talk about, say for example, May 20 attempt students, they had studied entirely in a face-to-face mode, and their exam got postponed by 6 months. So they had 6 months of bonus time, which you did not have, right? Apart from that, all your life you have studied under a face-to-face mode of learning, versus because of this corona pandemic, we had to overnight change the way in which we teach you. We had to switch to an online mode, which was also a very big challenge. And a lot of the student community was not able to cope with it, right? So this path, as I once again say, this path was not an easy path. How would you say you transitioned from, say, a face-to-face mode of learning to an online mode of learning, while keeping in mind the odds that you are going up against, and what would you say contributed to your success?
So once the lockdown had set in around end of March, the first few weeks were quite confusing for all of us. I think everyone was scared. Actually, I took it as a vacation. I did not know the seriousness of the situation. But later on, after knowing the seriousness of the situation, keeping in mind my goals and the future or the dream I want to achieve, I knew that I had to buck up, even though the circumstances were a bit harsh against us. But at the end, even if you study through virtual lectures and maintain your self-discipline, study consistently, you will be able to complete your course in a timely manner. And the thought had occurred in my mind that May 20 students have extra time and they would be able to do the course more nicely in a complete way. More revisions would give them more insight into the subjects. But at the end, if you prepare nicely and you focus on conceptual clarity, you will be able to perform well in exams. That is what I thought and kept myself going.
That is very, very beautifully said, Shreya. And I would like to bring this once again to the notice of all our viewers that she was a fresh November 20 attempt student, and this is history that she has made, that in such a difficult situation as well, when she was used to a face-to-face mode of learning, but switching overnight to an online mode of learning, plus keeping in mind the challenges that she was facing, even May 20 attempt students could not beat her in terms of conceptual clarity, in terms of her performance at the exam. And Shreya, you're a living example of the fact that adversity makes a person and brings success. Now coming to my next question, Shreya, we understood your bigger goal in mind, hence the milestone. Then we saw the challenges that you faced across the milestone. But now I want to dive a little deeper. I want to know, how did you prepare for this exam? Or I would say, what is that secret ingredient to your success?
I like to start by saying the first thing a student should keep in mind is completing the course with the utmost conceptual clarity and solve as much problems as you can, ask doubts, think about some concepts until your mind is completely clear about it. And the first 6 to 7 months till your coaching goes on, you just concentrate on these things rather than attaining marks. Then comes after you complete the course once. I decided that I had to do at least 3 revisions so as to perform well in examinations, because I think revision will get you there. It will help you recall things. It will make concepts even more clearer, because once you read a thing twice or thrice, you get to know different types of angles to look at it from. So 6-7 months I completed my course via coaching. Then I started my first revision. In that, I had allotted a fixed number of days for each subject. I used to do the whole subject in those allotted days, and then at the end of the week or the days allotted, I used to write a mock test paper, go through the mistakes so that I can better my performance or improve my performance. Then in the second revision, I used to revise from my notes and still write a mock test after the revision, and similarly in the third revision. So by then, when the final exams came, I was very used to in completing a course, such big course, in 1.5 day.
Okay, and did you do anything different before your exam? Any last minute tips?
The one thing which was most important to do is that you prepare what you have to do before 1.5 day of each examination. Like, you just mark everything, in which chapter, what you have to read, the questions you have to solve, do an ABC analysis of the questions, so that at the end day or at the end time, you don't have to waste time looking through tons of textbook and modules. Instead, you know what you have to do, and then on the last day you just have to do it. And so if you complete the course before going to the exam, you'll have another level of confidence, and you'll be able to solve questions which you might not have been able to if you had not revised the course completely.
All right, so to summarize all that you've just said, first, there's some kind of back calculation that you do, that okay, your exam is going to start on this day. Before that, I want, say for example, 3 revisions in your case. So my revisions have to start from this particular date, where I'm going to first take so much time for my first revision, then comparatively lesser for my second revision, even lesser for my third revision. And even in all these revisions, you always used to have some kind of marking system going on, where you know what you're going to do in the next revision. And I think that you must have done while you were originally studying the course in the first 6 to 7 months that you are saying, when you were attending lectures and completing your course, right?
Yes, the summarization should start from the beginning, because at the end you will not have time to summarize and then revise and all. So you should start summarizing from the beginning. That is the key.
All right, so you had everything handy whenever you would open your textbook, open your notebook. At that time, you would have everything handy with you that, okay, I have to refer to this page, I have to go through these notes, and so on, right?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Perfect, perfect. Now, coming to the notes that you were referring to, can you elaborate something on that? Which notes did you refer to while preparing for an exam like this?
Okay, I used to refer all the ICI modules for all the subjects along with JKSC material, and from that I used to summarize things for myself for whichever question seems this is the question in which I make mistakes. This is the question which summarizes the whole chapter. So if you do this question before going to the exam, you'll cover this chapter and you'll know what are the aspects where you have to pay attention. So I used to do ABC analysis for practical questions, make notes for practical subjects also, write areas where I faced problem or where I used to stumble on. For theory subjects, in few subjects like taxation, our teachers used to help us make notes, where they used to help us cross-reference things, and which is very important in those subjects because in the exam you get questions where all the chapters are used in one question. So cross-referencing was very important while making notes. And in other subjects like audit, EIS, in those subjects I used to just add points in the JKSC module or maybe the handwritten notes I had made before completing my course. So this is how I prepared for the exam.
All right, so if I'm understanding correctly, for practical subjects, when you were studying the course, you were categorizing the questions that you were solving into A category, B and C categories, such that you know which ones are important from last minute preparation point of view, or where you are making mistakes, and you would jot down all the mistakes that you are making or all the points that you need to keep in mind for the respective questions. That is for practical subjects. And for theory subjects, you were going through the ICI modules as well as the JKSC notes, and I think the JKSC notes were acting like a summary kind of thing right before your exam. So whatever you wish to add from the ICI module to the JKSC textbook or the handwritten notes, you would just jot it down over there so that you only have to refer to, say, those handwritten notes and those textbooks one day before the exam.
Yes, correct, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much, Shreya, for simplifying this for all the students who are viewing you today. Now this brings me to a very selfish question, Shreya. I want to know from you, why JKSC across two levels of CA prep?
First, when I joined JK Shah classes for my CA foundation prep, I had witnessed, an array of such experienced faculties which made sure that each student is conceptually clear. They used to help us solve doubts even after classes. Anytime we could, contact them, and even before the exams, when we were on study leaves, we had a lot of support going on. We used to write mock test papers, at the institute. So the overall experience was so good, and even I had gotten a rank. So in foundation level, so I was sure about it. I'll join intermediate also in JK Shah classes. And the same thing continued. The conceptual clarity was maintained. Then we had a nationwide test series conducted at JK Shah classes, which helped me to write paper. You get to know your mistakes. You get to face new questions. See what is the time management required, or whether you are able to complete the paper in correct time, whether you are able to reproduce whatever you have learned or whatever you have read for the subject. These are the key things which helped me decide that JK Shah was the right fit for me.
All right, thank you so much for that compliment, Shreya. And this brings me to my last and final question to you. What piece of advice would you like to give to your juniors, to all the people who are viewing this today?
Okay, so if I want to convey my advice to all the other students who are pursuing this course, is first, if you have chosen this course, I believe that you have the ability to complete the course, and just stay motivated, focus on conceptual clarity, accuracy, revisions, summarizing subjects, modules, your understanding. One other thing I would like to mention is that instead of being hard and fast about, like, I have to study 15 hours a day, instead you could change your approach to, I'll have to complete 2 chapters a day or some topic in a day. So that will keep you much more motivated, and on track for your studies. So I think this is the approach which needs to change in the mindset of lot of students who prepare according to hours. You should rather focus on the concepts, and then you will be able to achieve your targets in correct time.
And to add to it, they need to also set a goal as strong as yours so that they can be motivated day in and day out to push themselves harder.
Yes, absolutely. If you see yourself, if you have a clear path in your mind, then you will have the clarity, or your mind will be decluttered, and you will be able to focus on the thing which requires your immediate attention.
All right, that was very beautifully put, Shreya. Thank you so much for giving such input, such insights to all the students who are viewing you today. And thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.